Mother, man.
Store! If you want to leave Gulag, you will build road or become road.
Spreading faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's murder! Metal! Mayhem!
Man, that Russian guard's got me all freaked out. I don't know what the fuck is up with that.
Shit.
Hell yeah, it is Tuesday, guys, and that means we're here doing a new Murder Metal Mayhem at Horns Eye Studios for the Horns Eye Podcast Network.
yeah.
Got this bonus one tonight, Chris.
Fuck yeah.
Chris, Joey, I got you guys in here tonight. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing good, but I'm a little worried, man. They're talking about some nasty fucking weather. But if you feel bad about the weather here, Shane up there in Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
When I asked him if he could come on tonight to do the fake commercials with us, he said, I can't because I have to help my parents at their place prepare for the storm they're getting.
Fuck.
They are getting 24 inches of fucking snow.
Yep. Glad
and
I'm not living there.
55-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Fuck all of that.
Me and
up
Joey
there in
might go
Winnipeg.
looking for twisters.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to hit here hardcore at like 6 in the morning, go pretty much all day long.
yeah.
So they're talking tornadoes,
Power's gonna go out
hail,
of work.
fucking all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll probably have frizzy hair tomorrow.
Right.
It'll be one of those days, you know. All right, what shirts we got on, Chris? What
I
you got?
the Hometown Boys Soul fucking Void 6 shirt on. Fucking represent. Hell
Fuck yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Joey, what about you?
I
man?
got the somewhat close to Hometown Boys.
Yeah.
Got the Waco Jesus long sleeve shirt.
Is that a Mother's Day shirt?
Yeah,
Mother's Day
it's
shirt.
very appropriate for kindergarten class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Little nudity on it, but put
Yeah.
out by the Brutal Mind guys over in fucking Taiwan.
Hell yeah. Very cool. And then I've got an old school little Venom Welcome to Hell shirt.
Hell yeah.
I went and did something with this shirt recently, and I wasn't thinking about it. This happens to me all the time. And the cashier that was looking at me is like reading the Welcome to Hell and kind of like not knowing what the fuck.
Like, what do you mean?
What to think about that.
I was wearing this Waco shirt today, and I'm like, all right. I was like, I want to wear it because it's, because it's a long sleeve, so it feels nicer today, and because it's new, but it's got this naked broad on the front, so I'm like, motherfucker, I got to get gas. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the more ghetto, the fucking 2 gas station options I have on the way out here to the podcast.
Right.
And usually there's a dude who's like into metal and shit, so fucking you're a little safer, And
Not
the one
this time.
and the other Hux that we usually go to, that broad that works, so you
Oh,
know
man.
what I'm talking about.
She's angry,
and
dude.
she always wants to read my shirts and shit.
Oh,
So I was
boy.
like, I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah,
So we
probably
go
a
to
good
this other
idea.
one, the Circle K, and fucking, of course, 2 female fucking attendees. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ! So I'm just like trying to hide behind the fucking money machine and shit.
Wow. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
man,
that
I
would
just wear that
definitely be
shit.
an interesting shirt to wear here in Hayworth. I'm
Yeah.
sure. All right. Well, last week we played the Fool, Chris. Last week, April Fool's little Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
That was a good one.
It was
That
fucking
was
funny as
fun.
fuck. I love it.
We had our buddies from Murder Complex in here with us. We were all wearing colanders. CCK
Yep.
still has
Got
the
his
colander
hanging
up
there,
there
ready
next
to
to
I
go.
him.
put it up by him. I thought it was fucking pretty cool. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think that's
Remember
cool.
that
Some
shit.
meaning. We need to start throwing
Talking
stickers
about
on
some
there and shit.
pastafari and shit in here, which was great. And we ate spaghetti.
Yep.
And if you want to call it that, I had Harper like a motherfucker that night. God damn. that
Fucking, you
shit.
gotta love the Chef Boy.
I know. I forgot because I haven't eaten that stuff in so long. I'm like, God damn, I don't miss this. So yeah, that was fun, and we had a lot of people listening to that. Man, we're almost at 1,300 listens
Fuck
to
yeah.
that. Normally, by now, we would be breaking maybe that 1,000
Right.
mark. So we're up about almost 300 listens. So thank you.
That's all people that don't do the keto diet.
That's right. That's right.
They're just like, fuck that. I'm eating pasta, bro.
That's right.
Speaking
Fuck
of
that.
listens, listen to this that fucking happened to me the other day. So, my YouTube channel, I've been saying I've been uploading all the Fuck the Ass record shit, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? a while back, I don't remember when, probably like a year or so ago. I don't know what happened, but like I lost my one YouTube account and it kind of pushed me onto my Google account. So it's just like Joey Cashman now or whatever.
Right,
so
right.
that's where I'm uploading all this other shit. But I've still got tons of stuff for fucking like a decade that I've been uploading on YouTube before that, you know?
On that other channel.
Yeah, so like now I just have to click on it and can see the videos and shit, but I can't like fucking edit them or do anything. Anyway, so I go on there and I'm just checking like fucking listens, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like what fucking certain fucking you know, songs or whatever like got a lot of watches or listens.
Right.
The most listened to one on that channel is my Paul Bernardo rap song.
Get the fuck out of here.
And it's like, it's way higher than any of the other ones.
That's
so I'm
crazy.
like, what the fuck? And so I'm looking at the comments on there, and like the fucking top comment on there is somebody that says, "Who's here because the last podcast on the left."
Really?
So they must have probably talking about his rap stuff. People Google it.
Wow.
My shit pops up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, kind of fucking crazy link
That's
right
fucking
there.
funny, dude.
yeah, that is. That's really cool.
At first, I was like, "Man, did they mention my fucking song in one of their podcasts?"
Oh, that'd be
But
fun.
That would be cool, but I haven't got around to listening to that one yet.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That is super cool. Well, tonight we're doing a bonus episode. And if you're a new listener, what that means is we're going to talk about a single topic, not just, doing the normal thing, the murder, metal, and mayhem segments. So no killer cage match, no metal feature, no karaoke at the end. So tonight we're going to talk about one of the most brutal atrocities of the 20th century, known as the Road of Bones.
Dude,
Chris, brutal
it's
shit.
fucking violent. Not, it ain't violent. It's just like people's
It's
loss
so
of
dark,
compassion and
man.
shit.
It's so dark.
yeah.
It's so fucking evil that people would do this to human beings. But it's a horrific story about gulags, Chris, the new word of the day.
Gulag.
Gulag. In Siberia, and how they work prisoners to death building this fucking road and literally burying them where they fucking drop.
I
So
mean, the
that's
shit that
fucked.
these guys go through, I think I'd rather go through Black Dolphin.
Like for
than,
real.
Than,
No.
than to build the road.
Oh, than to build the road. Yeah,
I'd
I'd
rather
be-
go to
I
Black
think
That's a
that was
tough-
more
100%.
brutal.
That's a
side.
rough fucking pick one or the other.
Yeah, that's
but-
true. Very true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
these
mean-
motherfuckers are out there with nothing in that.
I think
fucking-
you have a.
Although if you die, at least it's over
That's
with. You know what I
okay.
mean?
That's a good call.
Because Black Dolphin, man, you could live a long life
Yeah.
and be like, oh my God. you
That's
know?
merciless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
no
true.
fucking talking, no human contact, zero. I mean,
Bend over at the waist.
every
Yeah,
time you walk.
that's just
fuck
fucked
that,
up.
dude.
so. All right, so I learned about this topic from doing a band interview with the band Warfect from Sweden, and we'll talk about that here
Hell
in a
yeah.
minute. So thank you to you guys out there listening to Murder Metal Mayhem. Keep seeing the numbers coming in this week, guys. We jumped up again, 3,200.
Fucking A.
So that's awesome. So thanks you guys for checking it out, and maybe some new listeners, Chris, because of our Pastafarian,
Fucking right, you know it.
serving up
Probably
with
more
some
Italians
of
listening.
that. Maybe. So definitely some gluten-loving motherfuckers. So thank you if that's where you're coming from, and we're going to take a little plane ride to the brutal tundra of Siberia. So bring some warm clothes, and Chris, what the fuck do
Let's
we need to do?
Fucking go freeze our balls off and die, dude.
A desolated stretch of land in the northern wilderness. Unattainable vast terrain in the chilling cold they stay. Into the hold of a ship and wrote their misery. Upon the convict's arrival, frostbitten covenant lies. Prisoners impelled to forge above waves steel arise. Remove the undesired, sacrifice holy odyssey. Love to bleed, love to rot. Necropolis of the fallen.
Fucking A, man.
Warfect.
Warfect, the song Left to Rot. They got a cool video for that if you want to go on YouTube and check that out. But that song is
I
about
didn't
the
realize
bonus.
They had a video for it. That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a video for that song. It's really good.
That's why we're doing this episode.
That's right. Is because of that interview. That's how I heard about
Hell
this.
yeah.
I was interviewing Chris from the bass player from that band, Warfect.
We don't
and-
talk to anybody named Chris on this podcast.
Never.
That's right. Yeah, that's weird. This is
Fuck
Chris
that.
with a K, though.
Oh,
No.
okay.
And
So
no
Chris
H.
with a K from Warfect was telling me about the Road of Bones. I was like, wow, what the fuck, you know? So I checked it out and was pretty interested in the story and knew that it would make for a good bonus like this, something that's not a longer topic, but a cool one to talk about. And I watched a few documentaries about it. And I sent you guys a text. I'm like, we definitely need to do this one.
Yeah, when I looked it up, I was like, that's fucking insane.
It is. It really is. So it's that time. So we're going to do it. Now, Chris, this is not the first time we've taken a little trip to Siberia. The last one was, of course, the Black Dolphin
Yeah, what we
episode.
just talked about. Like when Cashman said, I'd rather go to fucking Black Dolphin than there.
Right.
You think about it, like we were talking about, dude, like at least that's a slow, agonizing, painful death, though, and fucking be out in that cold.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, man.
It's a tough call,
But
man.
It is.
That prison's tough as fuck. Like, what is it, 75 miles away from the nearest, or
Something like
or
that.
7 days from the nearest fucking
It's some
town or
crazy.
something? Like, what the fuck? Out in the middle
you'd
of fucking
never
cold-ass
survive it.
Siberia,
No.
dude.
But
Siberia.
episode 58, the Black Dolphin prison episode, is our third most listened to podcast. I think it was number 3.
I can't
So
believe it's that old.
That's really cool. Yeah, episode 58. Now, Joey, you can't get much more wicked than Siberia for some cold temperatures, man. Holy shit. And just vast nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just barren fucking.
That's where this whole
brutality.
story comes from, is you have this vast emptiness, but it has a fucking plethora of resources available
Yeah.
Like
if you can
natural
get to them
resources.
Right.
and get them back to where you need them to be. So then you also have a fucking, a mass of prisoners from local prisons. and
Gulags.
stuff. Gulags. So you're like, okay, well, this is going to be our manpower for
Yeah.
such, situation. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what makes this all fucked up too.
It really is. It really is. And just to put it in perspective, Siberia is fucking humongous. It's 5.1 million square miles in size. It said in Wikipedia that the population was 33 million as of 2017, but that sounds like a lot of people in this godforsaken ass place. But there are a couple of big cities,
Right.
which is why they built this road.
Yeah.
Most
So,
of it's fucking nothing.
yeah,
Most of that fucking
right.
Even those cities aren't even that fucking very populous.
No, that's why,
Couple
again, it was
100,000 and shit,
Wikipedia,
like-
but that's what I saw. It was 33 million, but that seems like a lot. But it's winter there, guys, for 9 months of the year. It can get to nearly 100 degrees below zero without the wind chill. So
Yeah, why would you want to live there?
Oh,
I
my
have no
goodness.
fucking
fucking
idea.
hate-
I would start hiking south. Like,
Could you imagine
Like,
a furnace, Chris, in a house? How much you'd literally never stop?
Oh my god, dude!
I
it's
mean, you'd have to
running
have like
constantly.
6 of the motherfuckers.
Like, I need to look into some of these towns because, like, how much does it take to keep a house warm?
oh shit,
right.
And fucking those goddamn temperatures.
They're probably doing wood burning stoves and shit
everything.
like
But
that
where
too.
the fuck they getting their wood from, though?
Right. I mean, you'd need a whole forest of fucking
Like,
a lot of wood.
dude.
But there is a lot of wood up there, and that's part
That's
of one
true.
of the things that they're going to be
That's
bringing
true.
back. But
That's true. I saw that there's this town, Imyakon, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, considered to be the coldest place on Earth with an average temperature of 50 below.
The average.
What the fuck? Yeah, average temperature. What
Yeah,
the
that's their-
fuck? They mine a lot of things, as Joey pointed out, so I'm sure that that's where most of these people are actually working.
Yeah, there was like
Is in
gold
these
and
mines.
fucking what was it? Platinum, I think. No,
I think it might
It
have been
was
something
lead.
like that, actually.
yeah,
There was lead.
So many
there
fucking
was
things.
several metals. I
Right.
think gold and silver too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So yeah, a lot of big resources
that everybody
up there.
wanted. So,
Yeah, of course. Now you can imagine here, you're a political prisoner in Russia. You're sent to one of these fucking gulags, forced labor camps, and these were in use in the 20s to house political prisoners that were enemies of the communist government there in, at the time, called the Soviet Union. Now we know it as Russia. Imagine that you've been made to work in these fucking awful conditions to build this fucking road, R504 Kolyma Highway in northeast fucking Siberia, connecting these two big cities. I can't even imagine being in this situation.
Well, at least
Not at
you
all.
know that you're building something important for a bunch of rich people.
Right.
That's
At least
true.
you know that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're watching everybody
true.
else die around you. For,
Exactly. So we're talking about a 1,200-mile road that was constructed with fucking hand tools.
Dude,
And
they were-
hands.
and hands.
Literally hands.
Literally digging
Yes.
this fucking road out with their fucking hands. dude,
Right.
with no fucking clothing for it at all.
Yeah,
like-
they're wearing looks like it's summertime,
Right.
but it's fucking like this kind of shit.
And I
Now,
saw like some of the times that their shoes was like this certain type of rope they basically just wrapped around their feet and then just covered it in like tar or whatever for more insulation, and that was their shoes.
right?
And if you fucking got your gloves or anything wet, they're frozen the whole fucking time
Right.
you're
Oh,
out
I'm
there. dude.
sure.
Like frostbite was a huge fucking
Oh, I
thing.
can imagine, dude. That's fucked up. It's unbelievable, but Joseph Stalin was in charge, and he was a ruthless motherfucker. He did some of the worst shit humans have ever done to humans, worse than Hitler, much worse than Hitler, and just sheer numbers of people he killed. And I figure some of the younger listeners might not know the whole Soviet Union, became what we know of as Russia. So that's why I thought it was worth the brief history lesson there.
I don't know. Did Stalin kill more than fucking
Hitler?
Hitler?
Yeah, he starved. Like most of them, he starved to death, which is even worse. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Mao Zedong also killed more
Yeah.
than Hitler. Hitler was fucking brutal, but those two were worse.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, people could end up in a gulag for saying something against the government, even if you're caught frowning in public.
Yeah, like any little thing. Like if you looked at like a certain cop or public official, you looked at him wrong.
Right.
Like straight up, like, oh, you're going to the gulag
Yeah.
and fucking. And that, like back in like the 80s and 90s when that was the whole thing, like if you do this wrong, you're getting sent to Siberia because nobody wanted to get sent to Siberia. That was like a real fucking
Oh, yeah.
like threat to your life and everything.
Yeah, and it's not like here where at least you get some kind of representation in a
No.
courtroom. You're
No,
just
it's just
getting
they
hauled off
grab
in a
you and,
fucking
like, you're
truck
out.
and you're fucking gone,
That's it.
Yeah, you went to go get a newspaper on a Saturday morning and you never fucking came back, and your
Like,
family's
oh, I
like,
must
what
have went
the
to the
fuck?
fucking gulag. Shit.
Yeah, it's horrible.
My dad went to get cigarettes.
That's all he had to do is get some cigarettes. Never came back. So the construction of the road begins in 1932 with a company named Dalstoy, went on solid until 53 when Joseph Stalin died.
A long fucking time.
A long fucking time. Remember, the companies were really just part of the government since this is communist, so there's no private enterprise. The
It's just what
government literally
says, that's what
owns
happens,
everything.
Yeah.
It's not like socialism where they're influencing or very involved. This is communism, which is the absolute far end of any spectrum you can imagine of complete
Control.
government controlled,
Yeah.
no private enterprise. They kicked, the shop owners out, and the government took your fucking business over, and you had no
Couldn't do
fucking
nothing
say in
about
it
it.
whatsoever. And when you look at aerial shots of Siberia, it actually looks very beautiful. There's mountains. I mean,
it looks awesome,
really nice.
But the climate, I don't even
But
want
fuck
nothing
all
to do
of that.
with it, dude.
Yeah, I mean that is just.
I
Some
mean, it's called
craziness.
Siberia.
right?
Right. Now it's estimated, this is just mind-boggling, 250,000 to 1 million laborers died during the construction of this
That's a
fucking
huge
road. That's
span
crazy.
in the number of people, though,
Yeah,
from a fucking 250,000 to fucking 1 million.
right.
That's a lot.
But they didn't keep records,
Right,
so
of
it's
course
like
they
you
didn't.
just have to fucking guesstimate
not like
here.
the Germans kept records of everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like-
true. And they literally worked them till they died, and they were buried in the road. Like they just paved
Right.
over them. And so that's where obviously Road of Bones comes from.
The permafrost fucked all that shit up.
Yeah, with the permafrost, they couldn't bury them, properly. And even then, they probably wouldn't have given a fuck.
Right.
So they're just like filler for the fucking road. And you just die where you fall.
I mean,
and they pave right over your ass.
why dig a hole when we already have one? because these
Right.
people were digging with their hands anyway. We're not trying to have them break their fingers off to bury you.
Right.
Fuck
Plus,
that.
they said like whatever cost, it cost them to have the services for the deceased, like basically daily almost.
Right.
It wasn't worth it when you can just fucking make them part of the road.
Yeah.
And solve two problems at once.
I mean, it might have been the originators of the adopt a highway thing. I mean,
that's
it's
true.
like, hey, this is
Get
where
the
Tommy
fuck
is.
out
Yeah.
of here, dude. Shut the fuck up. God damn it.
Now, Joey, this is some sick shit. I wonder how long these poor bastards lived doing this work until they fucking dropped, man. What do you think?
Yeah, there was varying degrees of fucking people that could fucking outlast like certain conditions and
Right.
some that couldn't. I mean, of course, like Chris was saying, that's a big differential between, $250,000 to $1 million. So, the story's been told so many different times, it's probably hard to tell exactly how many. But also, what I would be interested in knowing is how many actual prisoners or workers, part of the gulags or whatever, were actually involved in building the road. Was it 20 million? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
what percentage of it was it that fucking
Right.
died? It was obviously a lot.
A pretty high percentage.
But
I'm
Jesus
sure.
Christ, how many people were they using? Because
Right,
you
that
think
makes sense.
this road's fucking huge.
Yeah, and if there's 1 million dead,
Yeah.
and it took that many fucking years.
They're talking like 22 years or whatever the fuck it took.
Yeah.
Like, holy
Right.
shit.
that's
But yeah,
that's a good
bodies the entire way, though.
Yeah, for sure. So these guys were doing this work with food rations that were barely enough to keep them alive, soup and bread if they were lucky. Now, I remember my dad had this book when I was a little kid that he would always talk about. And maybe this is why I'm so fucked up, because my dad talked about shit like this.
Welcome to my children.
Right. But he would talk about this book, and these guys are starving to death in Siberia working like this. And he talked about this guy that had just a little bit of like droplets of soup on his lip, and one of the other inmates bit his lips off to get the fucking soup.
I mean, that's extreme.
And I'm
I
like,
mean, he got more meat.
that just fucking, yeah. I mean,
mean-
that just like,
It's better than being queer and licking his lips.
that just fucking blew my mind as a kid, especially of thinking about somebody being that desperate to
Yeah,
bite
that's
somebody's
fucking
fucking
crazy.
lips. I mean, that's
I just
fucking
want to
crazy.
taste that soup. Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jesus. I mean, that puts fucking paying somebody some lip service a whole new fucking
Yeah.
Fuck.
thing.
I
you
mean,
know?
I get psychos like biting off fucking people's tattoos to fucking, keep it for a trophy or whatever.
yeah,
But
or
you just want some
Ilsa,
soup.
Ilsa making
Right.
lampshades out
Yeah.
of it. Now, Chris, I read that in 2020, 2 teenagers did some stupid shit. They went out there and drove down the highway and
Yeah,
they
like,
broke down.
I did not see that, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
they were using Google Maps, and it
Oh,
took
yeah,
them
and it
down
took
an
them off a fucking
abandoned
side road.
Yeah, I
abandoned
did see
side
that, dude,
road
yeah.
that
And
led to
fucking-
nothing.
To nothing.
And they fucking broke down, and then
I didn't see how they got fucking rescued, or the one got rescued, one
Yeah.
died. But yeah,
that's amazing that one lived, but he lost like most of his limbs. That's all it said
frostbite
is
will take
most
it.
of his limbs.
I saw
were broken.
another with this fucking dude who went out and tried to fucking bike a portion of it or whatever, and he never made it either.
I mean, if you did it in
on
the
his
summer,
motorcycle?
On his motorcycle, yeah,
on his motorcycle.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you did it in the summer, I guess you could, because it got up into the
maybe
70
in that
degrees.
2-month zone.
Right.
Yeah, but
There's no way you're riding a bike down this bitch
No,
and fucking.
you're not Dennis
100
Hopper and
degree
Easy
below
Rider in Siberia.
Yeah, that's fucking silly.
maybe if you're Ghost Rider because you're flames
Right,
anyway.
right.
And Joey, this reminds me of some like ice road trucker shit here, man.
It
Like,
definitely
wow.
seems that way, and one of the biggest reasons they were making this road in the first place is because, like we said, out in the fucking nowhere of Siberia, they start finding fucking gold, silver. They fucking wood was a huge resource. I think coal. They were
Yeah,
finding that
probably.
too, and so they're like, okay, well, this is awesome. We found all this shit,
We
but
can make a lot of money.
right,
off of
but this
yeah.
is nowhere near where any of us are living or any cities. So we have to figure out how to get that from here.
Right.
So they needed a road to be
Yeah,
able to
because
go.
the very eastern side of it was by a port, so
Yeah.
they would get them there by boat, and then they'd get off the boat, and then
Right.
they were within
You know the-
striking distance of
Right.
where it started, and then it kind of zigzag, but moved in a west direction. So
You know the best way to get something done that you want if you're the government? Slave labor.
Yeah.
well, shit, yeah.
Boom.
I mean, you had them, and it's motherfuckers.
When you
putting
talk about
people in
government, I'll
prison.
do that shit.
For
I'll do
nothing.
that shit. Fuck yeah.
It's
Yeah,
called
they're putting
kids.
people in prison for frowning on the street. They're like, my dad's read a lot of books about
Right.
Stalin. He's like fascinated by him, but he was just recently telling me about this, that the guy frowning, and they pull him aside and they're like, why are you frowning? You're living in utopia.
Right.
And he's just like, I wasn't, I was, and they're like, yes, you were, and then come with us, and then that's it. I mean, like, so they said he was frowning. He claimed he wasn't, but they're thinking that you're living in paradise. Why the fuck wouldn't you be smiling ear to ear? It's like fucked up. I mean,
Don't
seriously fucked up. So in 2018, I saw it became a federal road in Russia and is maintained as an all-weather gravel road, but parts of it, like we were saying, are abandoned. So not a good idea, Chris, for vacation.
That's where I want
You
to
and
go.
Courtney take a bike ride down the fucking
Yeah, you
Colima
ready?
Highway here.
Dude.
Not a good
The
idea to
river's
use
frozen.
Google.
I can't even kayak down that bitch.
That's what you need to do, Joey, is a Shawback Nation up in one of those rivers up there doing a rafting or, some type of raft or tubing or something.
Are you
down this
including
river.
Michael in this situation?
What's that?
Michael's already shaking his
Michael's
head before
saying,
Joe
fuck
even
you
said
guys.
anything.
Fuck you. We got Chris's brother Michael in here, but he's not mic'd up, but he's in here, and then Chris's girlfriend Courtney's in here with us too. So we're going to do some fake commercials here in a
Hell
little
yeah.
bit, so that'll be fun. So I did see, though, that there's gas stations about every 150 miles.
Right.
Yeah, you better fill up every fucking time.
You
dude.
better. That was on a
And get
podcast
extras.
I listened to.
Like, I bet you those motherfuckers, like, on
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
4x4s, the big metal gas cans on the strap to the
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know they gotta have those.
fuck
fucking-
yeah.
With like another gallon of that heat fucking shit dumped in there to keep it from freezing.
Right,
Nope.
right.
I bet they're doing so much fucking speed.
I watched a documentary about this guy who drives a truck on this route. He runs supplies between the big cities up there, and a one-way trip takes him 2 days to get there. Can't turn the truck off. It's got to just let it run. I mean,
Fucking that diesel will
fuck
gel
all
up,
that.
dude.
I can't imagine. Mostly he's by himself. He happened to have this guy with him and the camera guy. They took the trip with him. The guy with the whole 2 days with him out there and
That's
back.
some balls. If you're just a camera guy, just
I
filming
know.
this documentary,
I
like,
Be like,
know.
hey man, you want to go on this really fun trip?
Right.
and
It's
then
a,
you get
it's
there,
a
it's
little
like,
chilly.
these
You might want to pack
motherfuckers.
heavy. It's a little chilly.
We might get stranded and might die, but it'll
That's
be
right.
worth it, bro.
Dude, we're gonna
That's
get
right.
a big payout.
So
in the end,
worth
dude.
it. But yeah, you could see like cars off in the ditch. You know damn well they were just abandoned because there's no way. I mean, I can't imagine changing a flat tire and elements like that. I mean,
Dude,
it's
there's
just
no
fucked
way.
up.
Oh my god.
Not to mention after you drank a fucking fifth of vodka.
That's
Oh,
right.
I mean, they are in Russia. You know they're drinking some
Oh, yeah.
vodka.
That's true. Now, I read the only way to make that trip now is with a motorcycle or a 4x4 truck, but I'm thinking
The motorcycle,
summer
though,
months.
dude.
Summer
Right,
months
right.
is probably the
That's
only
what I was
way.
thinking. Like,
I mean, those are two total opposite vehicles, though. You got a motorcycle and a 4-wheel drive truck. I don't care if it's summer.
I'm
month.
thinking more of a dirt bike
I
because
was
it's
thinking
gravel.
like a fucking jet ski.
It's gravel.
A jet ski.
jet ski.
A fucking snowmobile.
Snowmobile, yeah.
Yeah, gravel. I
Jet ski would
mean,
be dope, dude.
so I saw they take guided tours out there. I don't know who the fuck's going to want to do this. Man,
Dude.
I mean, I can think of a lot of other places to go on vacation than this motherfucker.
Yo, if any of our listeners have ever been on the guided tour of
Please.
the fucking
Get
Road
me a
of
shirt.
Bones,
Fucking no,
let us
dude.
know
I will
about
buy
that.
the shirt and pay the shipping. Buy me a fucking Colima Highway shirt. Please send that shit to us.
Dude,
P.O.
if-
Box 554. Hayworth, Illinois 61745.
Oh yeah, and like just so the listeners know, because we were talking about this before we started recording, but like the road conditions now, they made it law that if you're driving down there,
Right.
fucking, you see a car broke down and you pass them and don't stop, the motherfucking, that's against the law. You can get
Right.
you go to the gulag for that shit.
That's right. You have to
'Cause,
stop
they're
and see
in-
if they need some help.
Dude,
So-
what if the fucking
Wow.
the 666 Express posse has to go
Oh,
down
shit.
the road of bones
Oh,
one day?
shit.
Right there you go.
Melt that motherfucker down.
Can Shawback handle getting beer every 150 miles?
Oh wow.
Is that
Wow.
That's a long run,
Wow.
dude.
Might be rough piss breaks
Yeah.
outside like that. you
But
know.
no, it's a train. It's got a bathroom in the train, dude.
That's true. That's
Shit.
true. So, Chris, I think this might be a nice vacation spot. I don't
I'm
know.
down.
You're down to
Yep,
try
let's
it out.
do this. I'm gonna start looking up Siberia trips
That's
as soon
right.
as we get done recording.
All
like,
inclusive.
I
Joey,
mean,
what about
it
a
kind of
gr-
is like the closest thing to the United States if you think about it. Alaska compared to fucking Russia. Like if I was in Alaska,
Right.
that's the closest country to the United States.
That's
other
true.
than Canada and Mexico.
That's true. That's true. So, Joey, what about a Gormonger tour up in Siberia? What do you think, man?
I mean, the fact that there's so few people that are up there,
Right.
it would make it exactly like every other Gormonger show. So that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I don't know how many times Low 12 played to the other band's
Yeah,
girlfriends,
yeah.
wives, friends. Yeah, there are nights like that, and those were all right too. But,
Right.
But yeah, it's always nice to play with a good crowd. That's so fucked up. We used to get great crowds in Columbia, Missouri.
Right.
So you got to drive 5 fucking hours to play a show when, we play right here in Bloomington, and, you got some good crowds, of course. But
Yeah, we did.
you have those off nights, and it's just a bummer. All right. Definitely a fascinating but sad topic to talk about here for this bonus. And I thought, it would be interesting. And again, thanks to Chris Wallstrom from the band Warfect for telling us about that. And the song
yeah,
Left
dude.
to
I would've
Rock.
never
Go
known
check
about
out
it.
the video for that. If I remember, I'll put that in the episode description so you can click on that, watch the video. I got most of my info from YouTube with the Mega Projects podcast I listened to. That was good. There are a few of them out there, and you can search for it by Road of Bones or Colima Highway. So, yeah, it's
I saw they had there was another road that was also like up in the same area that fucking, I don't know if like part of it busted or whatever happened. It was probably gravel too, but they ended up finding like another, like a skull and a fucking femur or something in it.
Oh,
and they were like, oh
Is
man,
this the
is this
same
another
fucking
road
road?
of bones?
Yeah, right.
But then they like looked back into it and they fucking factored that the soil and the dirt that they had brought to make this part, they
Came
got
from-
right by a fucking graveyard.
I did see
So
something
they
about
probably
that.
picked
Yeah.
up the fucking body and fucking just inadvertently, spread it out. But
Right.
yeah, people were like, "Oh my god, it's another
this
road of
another
bones."
another
fucking-
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
that's
be-
fucked up.
I did see that.
The
yeah.
road of bones.
So we hope you guys like this bonus. We do give
Bones.
ourselves a little bit of a break when we do these because it's a shorter episode, takes a little bit less time. But we do love doing some Murder Metal Mayhem, so we don't want to leave you without an episode for the week. The Murder Metal Mayhem intro, Chris, is by which band?
Low fucking 12.
That's right. That's right. MurderMetalMayhem.com to listen to all the past episodes. You can go to Facebook and like us on there, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Can't say it enough. Get some good stuff on there, Chris. Some,
Oh, yeah.
outtakes.
And
and-
we're about to do some outtakes tonight,
right.
too.
Some fake
So,
commercial
about to get some new
stuff,
shit.
which is fun. And we have a couple where you can listen to the Mayhem segment of this show. And we're going to be doing the metal segment, Joey, when you do Leviticity,
Yeah.
which will be badass.
And I'm gonna have like a whole bunch of hot, naked, sexy people in the studio, so you can see that. You're gonna see lots of really beautiful, hot people if you check out the video. So go give it a look whenever
okay.
I'm done.
Yeah, so subscribe.
Nowadays,
to
it's
it.
all about lying, isn't it?
That's
Just
right.
to get people to
Yeah,
check
yeah,
it out.
yes, yeah.
No, but yeah, the Leviticity interview, that's going to be tight. And even though this is just a bonus episode, our buddy Alex from Crotch Ripper came down.
Yes, he
And
did.
fucking,
Yeah.
I got another interview with him, so that'll
That's
be
right.
after. So
Awesome.
my next 2 metal segments are already fucking tied up.
So, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
That was dope hanging out with Alex, too.
Yeah.
Check out the show on Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you Castbox, iTunes, or Apple Music. Apple's the number one app that people use to listen to us, but Castbox is on there too, and Spotify. So support the show. Join that 666 Club. Patreon.com/Murder Metal Mayhem. Join. Just $3 a month, Chris. That's nothing.
It's not fucking shit for the fucking
No.
perks you're going to
And
get.
if you want to join for $4.20 a month to be funny,
You
do
could.
it. That's
we
hilarious.
have one listener
We love
did
it.
the 666.
Yes.
Yeah, we did
So
have
thank you to
We
that
love that
one
shit.
666 club member. And so, but all we need is 3, and that helps us pay some bills here. So we appreciate you guys that do it. Check that episode description to sign up for that today. And we'll see you son of a bitches next time.
Later.
Mother, man.